Hello friends, we're going to talk about ticket and stamp word problems. So problems involving tickets or stamps are very much like coin problems. Each type of ticket and stamp has a value just like each type of coin does. It changes though depending on which problem we're doing. So to solve these problems, we'll follow the same steps we use to solve the coin problems. If we look at the first one here, Danny paid $15.75 for stamps. The number of 49-cent stamps was 5 less than 3 times the number of 35-cent stamps. How many 49-cent stamps and how many 35-cent stamps did he buy? So we're just going to call X our 49-cent stamps and Y our 35-cent stamps. You could use any letters. I just chose X and Y. So I know that the number of 49-cent stamps plus the number of 35-cent stamps is $15.75. But they're also telling me then that the number of 49-cent stamps is 5 less than 3 times the number of 35-cent stamps. So I'm going to take this 3y minus 5 and put it in for my x here. So then we have 0.49 times 3y minus 5 plus 0.35y is 1575. Simplifying here, 0.49 times 3y is 1.47y. Take away 0.49 times 5 is $2.45, $2.45, plus 0.35y is 15.75. Combining my like terms, 1.47y and 0.35y is 1.82y minus 245 is 1575. Then continuing to solve this, I'll add 245 to both sides. And I get 1.82y is 18.2. And then finally, dividing by 1.82, I would get y, which again is the number of 35-cent stamps, is 10. So the 35-cent stamps, we would have 10. 49-cent stamps, it's saying the number of 49-cent stamps is 3 times the number of 35-cent stamps. Take away 5, so 30 take away 5 is 25. So we'd have 25 49-cent stamps and 10 35-cent stamps. All right, Eric paid $19.88 for stamps. The number of 49-cent stamps was 8 more than twice the number of 35-cent stamps. So we have the same type of stamps here. So we'll just put that there. Again, we have 0.49x plus 0.35y, but in this case it equals 1988. And they're telling us the number of 49-cent stamps is 8 more than twice the number of 35-cent stamps. So again, I'm going to put that in for x. Put this in for x. So 0.49, instead of x, I'm going to say 2y plus 8 plus 0.35y is 1988. Simplifying this, 0.98y plus 3.92 plus 0.35y is 19.88. Combining like terms, I'll get 1.33y plus 3.92 is 19.88. If I subtract 3.92 from both sides here, I'll get 1.33y is 15.96. and then dividing by 1.33, we would get that the number of 35-cent stamps is 12, which means the number of 49-cent stamps, again, if we look back up here, 2 times 12 is 24, plus 8 is 32. So our final answer then, we have 32 49-cent stamps and 12 35-cent stamps. Kaylee paid $14.74 for stamps. She has 49-cent stamps and 20-cent stamps. So let's have X be our 49-cent stamps and Y be our 20-cent stamps. It says the number of 49-cent stamps is 4 less than 3 times the number of 20-cent stamps. Again, we have 0.49x, because that's how much the first set of stamps cost, plus 0.20y is 14.74. So I'm going to take my 3y minus 4 and put it in for my x. So 0.49 times 3y minus 4 plus 0.20y is 14.74. Simplifying here, 1.47y minus 1.96, woo, plus 0.20y is 14.74. Combining like terms, I'd get 1.67y minus 1.96 is 14.74. Continuing to solve this then, we'll add 196 to both sides, and I'd end up with 1.67y is 16.7. And then dividing by 1.67, I would get the number of 20-cent stamps as 10. And it's telling me up here that I can do 3 times the number of 20-cent stamps, take away 4. So that will give me 26 if I plug it into there. So I have 26 49-cent stamps and 10 20-cent stamps. These last two then are about tickets. Same type of process though. A whale watching ship had 40 paying passengers on board. The total revenue collected from tickets was $1,196. Full fare passengers paid $32 each. Reduced fare passengers paid $26 each. How many full fare passengers and reduced fare passengers were on the trip? So I know then that full fare passengers were $32. Reduced fare passengers are $26. So I know that 32 times the full fare passengers plus 26 times the reduced fare passengers is going to give me $1,196. That's from up here. I also know that the two of them together equal $40. So full fare plus reduced fare, not $40, is 40 people. So if I subtract R from both sides here, I know that the number of full fare passengers is 40, take away the number of reduced fare passengers. So I'm going to take this to plug in for my F. So then I have 32. Instead of F, I'm going to call it 40, take away R. Again, because over here, that's what we said F was. Plus 26R is 1196. Simplifying this then, if I multiply through by 32, I get 1,280. Take away 32R plus 26R is 1,196. Continuing to simplify here by combining like terms, I have 1280, negative 32 plus 26 is negative 6, so minus 6R is 1196. Subtracting 1280, negative 6R is negative 84. And then finally, dividing by negative 6, I would get that the number of reduced fare passengers is 14, which then means the number of full fare passengers has to be 26. Because we said here the full fare passengers is 40 minus the reduced fare. 40 minus 14 is 26. So our final answer then is, let's see if I can fit it here. $26 reduced fare. Nope, 14 reduced fare, 26 full fare. All right, one more. During her shift at the museum ticket booth, Leah sold 115 tickets for a total of $1,163. Adult tickets are $12. Student tickets are $5. We know that adult plus student, because she sold 115 total, is 115, which means an adult, to find the adult tickets, we would do 115, take away the student tickets. And we also know that 12 times the number of the adult tickets plus 5 times the number of student tickets is $1,163. So again, I'm going to take this and plug it in for the adults. So then I have 12 times 115, take away S, plus 5S is 1163. So simplifying here, we get 1,380, take away 12S, plus 5S, make sure you realize those are S's, is 1163. Combining like terms, 1380, take away 7S is 1163. So if I take away 1380 from both sides, I'll get negative 7S equals negative 217. And then dividing by negative 7, I get that S is 31. So the number of students is 31, which means the number of adults is 115, take away 31, which is 84. So we have 31 students and 84 adults. Make sure you actually answer the question. Don't just leave it as A equals and S equals. All right, friends, have a nice day.